What is going on, people? I am here for, if you couldn't tell by the title, another movie review. And the movie I'm reviewing in this one was sent over to me by the people at RLJE Films. This one is actually coming out April 12th, so I got this a little bit early to review. And the movie is called Last Looks. If you're into crime thrillers, this one actually is a comedy as well. It kind of throws a couple genres in there. I think this one you'll definitely dig. But before I do get into the review, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoy this review, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And of course, hit that bell button so you know when I do upload more reviews or anything along those lines. Anything movie related you'll find on this channel. So anyway, like I said, this does come out April 12th. But let me speak on it a little bit. It's directed by Tim Kirkby. It's written by Michael Gould. Hopefully I said that right. He wrote the novel for this, and he also wrote the screenplay for it. So all of it pretty much. I was going to say a little of both, but pretty much it's all of it. So anyway, it stars Charlie Hunnam, who plays Charlie Waldo, who is a ex-cop slash like private detective that kind of fell out of the graces because of a false accusation kind of deal. So he becomes like a hermit and is living in the almost like the wilderness kind of deal. He fell off the grid. It also stars Mel Gibson, who plays Alistair Pinch, he's a famous actor playing a famous actor. Also, Lucy Fry, who plays a character named Jane White, among many others. So like I said, the guy Waldo was a, higher up, I guess you want to call it, in the police force until an accusation went awry, and then he lost his credibility and kind of left the force, and then just like I said, went to seclusion. So pretty much he's just living a life in this nice little RV kind of deal, fishing and whatever, until his ex-girlfriend shows up and pretty much says, well, he wondered how she found him. But anyway, she's like, hey, listen, it's time for you to, get back on track. I got a case for you. Let's figure it out. So pretty much the whole case is, the whole movie's around Alistair Pinch, played by Mel Gibson. He, like I said, is a famous actor, and his wife is found murdered. And he's pretty much prime suspect number one. So now Waldo is there trying to clear his name, or at that point in time, figure out if he's guilty or not. So you find out that Alistair is let's just say a very, he drinks very heavily. So he's not doing himself any favor, because when asked if he killed his wife, he says, I don't remember, because he's drunk all the time. Throughout the movie, you hear him say, like, some of the biggest events in his life, he was pretty much plastered for, so he doesn't really remember that much. Getting people pregnant, winning awards, getting married kind of deal. He's like, I don't remember a lot of it because I was drunk. So throughout the movie, now it's Waldo's, job to, like I said, either find out if he's guilty or not. So there's so many twists and turns in this one. You run into gangsters. You run into like a famous like connoisseur and stuff like that. And then you get people in the movie business and all that stuff. And then you get a preschool teacher. It's either a preschool or it's a kindergarten. There's a kindergarten teacher thrown in there. So throughout the movie, it's just, twists and turns and who can you trust and what's going on kind of deal. It's like those old school film noir kind of deal where, it's a detective trying to find out, and every which way and every other way he turns, there's a new plot, there's a new twist and stuff like that. So, like I said, in here, it's one of those things where it's like, I'd say like 4 genres turn on its head, because you get a bunch of like listed IMDb as action, crime, thriller, or something else. But like I said, there's a lot of comedy thrown in here as well. There was a couple times where I, found myself laughing a little bit. And that's why I think I was so inclined to pay attention to it. Because sometimes I find myself, kind of going around. Like, I've watched so many movies, I try to pick and choose who the killer is. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I get it wrong. But this one, I was just more interested in the story rather than trying to pick and be like, okay, I was right the whole time. Because like I said, that little bit of like comedy kind of just threw me off the scent a little bit, I guess you want to call it, when I was trying to figure out who was doing it. But there's so many little twists and turns and stuff like that in this one that I really do think anybody who's into the crime dramas would definitely be very interested in this one. But don't want to get way too deep into it. But like I said, there's a little bit of everything, gangsters and movie stars and teachers and stuff like that. So, this one, like I said, does come out the 12th of April. So what I do for all my reviews, if you haven't checked them out, in the description, I'll leave the IMDb write-up, just so you could check that out. I'll also leave the link for the trailer, so you can check it out. Also, I know for sure it's on Amazon right now, up for pre-order, so I'll leave the link to that as well. Also, in the description, I'll leave all the links to all my other social medias. I got a Facebook fan page, I got a Twitter, I got an Instagram where I show off the movies behind me. I got a TikTok now that I do, movie reviews and such and show off some of the stuff in my collection. And I'm part of the Wicked Horror Show podcast. So if you're into horror movies and stuff like that, we usually have a guest on talking about their upcoming film or anything like that. If we don't have a guest, we just talk horror movies. So if you're into podcasts, check us out there. And like I said, check out Last Looks and check it out. The April 12th is the actual release date. So thank you for checking this out. And I guess until next time, I'll see you guys.